Michael Redd. What do you think of when that name pops up in your memory? Do you think of the man that was drafted in the second round? Do you think of his All-Star seasons? I think of how we wasted him. The man that was drafted 43rd overall. The man that nobody thought would be an All-Star until Ray Allen got traded. Now, we're here to deliver the timeline of his career and how we wasted a prime Michael Redd. We're going to go through the year when he got drafted in 2000, all the way down to the 2011 to 12 season with the Phoenix Suns. That was his final year. And there's going to be a lot of names that are the same, which is kind of pathetic when you think of it. But I think let's get started. But before that, if you wouldn't mind liking this video, leaving a comment, subscribe for more content. We're gonna have a busy month of content. Hopefully, we have some ideas, but we'll get to that. All right. So the 2000 to 2001 season, it was his rookie year. So we're gonna just go by it quickly. He really didn't play. He averaged just 2.2 points on 26% from the field. He really didn't play at all. So we're gonna disregard that season. His sophomore season, his second season in the NBA, he was still behind Ray Allen. And the team went 41-41 and missed the playoffs as the 9th seed. But he did show some potential, as in 21 minutes per game, he averaged 11.4 points, 3.3 rebounds, 1.4 assists on 48% from the field and 44% from the three-point line. And his obvious main teammates were Ray Allen and Sam Cassell. Oh my god. Let's just mute Facebook for a little bit. There we go. Jesus Christ. Alright. Anyways, that was the year. Or that wasn't the year we made it to Eastern Conference Finals. That was the year before that. Obviously, 41-41. We missed the postseason. And Ray Allen was still around. But he showed potential. The third season, in the 2002 to 2003 season, was the year that Ray Allen got traded. The Ray Allen trade was Milwaukee receives Gary Payton and Desmond Mason, as you'll hear that name a lot, and the Sonics receive Ray Allen, Kevin Ollie, Ronald Murray, and a first-round pick. The Michael Redd averaged 15.1 points, 4.5 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 1.2 steals on 46% from the field and 43% from three. The Bucks made it to the playoffs as a 7th seed and faced the New Jersey Nets and pushed it to a 6-game series, which is pretty good when you think of it, because the Nets back then had Jason Kidd and Richard Jefferson and Kenyon Martin, and they'd make it to the NBA Finals like 2-3 seasons in a row. I think it was, or I don't remember, it was like 2 or 3 seasons that they made it to the NBA Finals.
Something like that.
Yeah. In the 2003 to 2004 season, this was Michael Redd's first full season. Michael Redd, in his first full season starting, averaged 21.7 points, 5 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and 1 steal on 44% from the field and 35% from 3, and making his first and only All-Star game of his season, his career. The team went 41-41 and lost to the Pistons in 5 games in the first round, which is, again, impressive to even get a win over that team. Michael Redd dropped like 44 points on that win, or the game that they won, which is really, really good. His main teammates that season were Keith Van Horn, who averaged 15.7 points, Desmond Mason, who averaged 14.4 points, Tim Thomas, who averaged 14.1 points, Joe Smith, 10.9 points, and Brian Skinner, 10.5 points. So yeah, that was the first full season without Ray Allen. They make the playoffs, which is very impressive, to be honest, without Ray Allen. And he showed a lot of potential. In the 2004 to 2005 season, the second full season without Ray Allen, they went 30-52 and missed the postseason. But Michael Redd improved his numbers to 23 points, 4.2 rebounds, 2.3 assists, on 44% from the field and 35% from three. The efficiency was the exact same as the previous year, but he still upped his scoring from 21.7 to 23. Didn't make an all-star appearance. His main teammates again was Desmond Mason, 17.2 points, Joe Smith, 11 points, Mo Williams, 10.2, Keith Van Horn, 10.4, and Mike James, 11.4 points. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of the same names. Yeah. In the 2005 to 6 season, the team would go 40-42 and lose to the Pistons in 5 games again. So, as you can see, we can't even get above 500. We can't even get above 500. Man. But before we go on, Dylan, what do you think about this? Like,
we definitely should have built better around him.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
We
failed, unfortunately.
We failed. But his season stats in the 2005 to 6 season, he averaged 25.4 points, 4.3 rebounds, 2.9 assists, and 1.2 steals on 45% from the field and 39% from 3, but did not make the All-Star game, even though he had a much better season this year than his All-Star game, or his All-Star appearance 2 years previous to this season. His main teammates were TJ Ford, 12.2 points, Bobby Simmons, 13.4 points, Mo Williams, 12.1, and Andrew Bogut, 9.4. How that team even made the playoffs is just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Like, TJ Ford, Bobby Simmons, what? Who?
And yeah, like a rookie Bogut.
Yeah. This was Bogut's rookie year. This is crazy. Like, Michael Redd definitely deserves his credit, and I think if we would have had the owners of today back then, we would have probably built a little better. Who knows? Because obviously, in the 2000s, the salary cap was way, way lower than this year, the present, and Milwaukee, obviously being a small market, can't really afford like max contract players and the build. But you would think, okay, since they can't build off of free agency, you would think, oh, they would draft better. No. I mean, Andrew Bogut wasn't horrible, but there were there were a lot better options. like Chris Paul, and others. But as you'll see, we couldn't really draft. We really couldn't. I mean, you got to think of Joe Alexander.
Yikes.
God, Joe Alexander and I mean, I don't know, Joe freaking Alexander, dude. Like that doesn't even his name. It's like it doesn't even sound like an NBA name. I just don't get it. In the 2006 to 7 season, the Bucks were shit and went 28-54. But Michael Redd still improved his numbers, his scoring numbers. He went up to 26.7 points, 3.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 1.2 steals on 46% from the field and 38% from three. His main teammates were Mo Williams at 17.3 points, Charlie Bell of all who at 13.5, Andrew Bogut at 12.3 points, Earl Boykins at 14 points, Ruben Patterson at 14.7 points, and also Charlie Villanueva, 18.8 or 11.8 points. And this was also Ersan Ilyasova's rookie year, but he really didn't do much, averaging 6.1 points. But despite all that, they were still shit.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Michael Redd, dude. In the 2007 to 8 season, the Bucks got even worse as they went 26-56 and missed the postseason. They did little to nothing to build their team as their still supporting cast was Mo Williams, Andrew Bogut, Charlie Villanueva, and Desmond Mason, barely fixing the roster to build around Michael Redd. His scoring dipped a little bit to 22.7 points, 4.3 rebounds, 3.4 assists on 44% from the field and 36% from three in the 2007 to 8 season. Yeah, you're gonna hear. You've probably heard a bunch of duplicate names and not really any new names at all. Yeah, that's why we really did build a winning culture in Milwaukee.
Michael.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
With Michael Redd, yeah, we didn't do really anything with him.
Yeah. In the 2008 to 09 season, the Bucks once again for the third season in a row would miss the postseason at a record of 34-48. And Michael Redd's scoring kept dipping down to 21.2 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 2.7 assists, and 1.1 steals on 45% from the field, and 36% from three. This time with a new addition of Richard Jefferson, Luke Rendor, and Ramon Sessions. Andrew Bogut and Charlie Villanueva were still around as well this season, but the addition of Richard Jefferson probably made the Bucks feel like, oh, we're gonna win now. We're gonna win some games now. Well, they didn't really do that with Richard Jefferson. But it probably did sell some tickets, so good for you guys. Because nobody remembers Richard Jefferson in a Bucks shirt or in a Bucks uniform, so they had to go buy tickets to go see him. Yeah. In the 2009 to 2010 season, this was his regression season. He's had a lot of injuries as he tore his ACL twice in 2 years, which basically killed his career. But in the 2009 to 2010 season, the Bucks were pretty good. They were 46-36, and they lost. This was the year they lost 7 games to the Atlanta Hawks in the first round of the playoffs. Michael Redd dipped all the way down to 11.9 points and 3 rebounds and 2.2 assists, but from 35% from the field and 30% from 3, as he barely played due to injury.
By the time we built a team around him, it was too late.
Huh?
By the time we finally put somewhat of a good team around him, it was too late.
Yeah, his this was when his career was about to die.
This was when Brandon Jennings came in and took over basically.
Yeah. This was the year that he regressed horribly. But his main teammates, of course, John Salmons, 19.9 points, a rookie Brandon Jennings at 15.5 points, Carlos Delfino, Luke Bamute, Hakeem Warwick, Ersan Ilyasova, Andrew Bogut, and Luke Rendor. I think I mentioned Luke Rendor twice already. I don't know. But those were his main teammates. And they could have honestly won Game 7, but obviously in Milwaukee fashion, we couldn't. And then in the 2010 to 11 season, it didn't really get much better. As in 10 games, he averaged 4.4 points, 0.8 rebounds, and 1.2 assists on 40% from the field and 25% from 3. And the Bucks missed the playoffs at 35-47. His career was officially over in Milwaukee. In the 2011 to 2012 season, the Phoenix Suns would grab Michael Redd for a farewell season. It was the lockout season, so the Suns went 33-32 in the lockout season, and Michael Redd in 50 games averaged 8.2 points, 1.5 rebounds, 0.6 assists on 40% from the field and 31% from 3. So, what does this all mean? It means the Milwaukee Bucks in the 2000s ruined Ray Allen and Michael Redd in the same season. So after hearing about that, Dylan, what are your thoughts on the whole Michael Redd situation, and what do you think we could have done better?
Well, obviously, knowing that like Chris Paul was available, that would have been a huge get. Yikes.
Yeah, I believe Chris Paul was the 5th overall pick in the 2005 draft or something like that. I gotta look this up now, but I know he was in the 2005 draft, and I knew he was a top pick, obviously.
I know you had Darren Williams, who was phenomenal back in the day, and then he kind of faded out.
We had Mo Williams. Oh no, he was the Chris Paul was the 4th overall pick. And showed immediately that he was a superstar.
Did he win the Rookie of the Year?
I don't know.
Yeah, we failed on Michael Redd.
And failed big time, my friends. This is why, superstars these days, they don't stay loyal. If you're like Anthony Davis, and LeBron James, they left their team because they couldn't get a good supporting cast. LeBron James in the 2000s, he had to carry a bunch of nobodies to the NBA Finals, and they had, and then their final attempt on getting help, they brought in like a 39-year-old Shaquille O'Neal and said, "Here you go." uh,
Unfortunately, one, they don't draw the talent. That's unfortunate.
yeah.
Except for washed up has-beens.
Then LeBron James, apparently he tried to recruit Trevor Ariza to Cleveland.
Trevor Ariza.
Yeah, and then that didn't work. But Anthony Davis, he left too because the Pelicans were not doing anything significant, and he wanted to leave. They were wasting money. I mean, that's why if they didn't waste their money on Solomon Hill, Etuan Moore, Omar Asik, they would have had a bunch more space to bring in a lot, but they didn't, and we didn't either. The Bucks just barely changed their roster, drafted a bunch of busts, and Michael Redd couldn't really do anything about it. I mean, he tried his best. He won like 3 playoff games with us, something like that. I don't know, but it's sad. Um, those 2 torn ACLs, if they didn't happen, I think Michael Redd plays even longer, to be honest. I think Michael Redd maybe would have played until like 2014. Who knows? But sadly, um, he couldn't. Or sadly, the injuries just piled up, and he couldn't maintain his superstar status.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but when your main guys are freaking Charlie Villanueva, Desmond Mason, and Mo Williams like for 5 straight seasons, that's not good. That's not good at all. God. But I think teams obviously have learned their lesson of when they have a superstar, you build around that superstar and you do anything in your power to trade assets to get players to build around your star. We didn't do that. And if we did, it was probably the only thing that they had to maybe trade a pick for was like Richard Jefferson. I don't know the details of that. Because wasn't that like a trade deadline thing?
I don't remember.
I'm kind of curious now. I want to look up the Richard Jefferson trade. Oh, no draft picks were involved. In a deal first reported by ESPN.com's Mark Stein, New Jersey Nets send forward Richard Jefferson to Milwaukee for forwards Yi Jilian and Bobby Simmons. No draft picks are involved in the trade. Simmons has 2 years and a little more than $20 million left on his deal. Uh, what the hell was New Jersey doing? I don't know what the Nets were doing there. That's a bad trade for the Nets. I think. I think they could have gotten more value, but whatever. Yi Jilian. That's another guy that we drafted. He was a bust. He lied about his age, I heard. That's not good. Uh,
He was a bust. He started off good too. Actually, I seen, but obviously that didn't pan out.
I think if we would have drafted better and done stuff in free agency, we may have been able to build like a second round team around Michael Red. And it'll
At
be,
least something.
but our owners back then were cheap. But I think that's it for this. Um, Michael Red was a really great star and up and coming, and then just the injury bug happened, and it didn't really pan out, and it's sad to see. But now we got Giannis that oh God, I don't want him to get traded at all. Uh, um, but yeah, if you guys want to see more content, subscribe. We're gonna have a lot more videos coming out. Like this video. Leave a comment for future ideas. And peace. We're out. One more
Yep.
thing before we go. Um, should Michael Red get his jersey retired? I think so. What do you think, Dylan?
By the Bucks, I think at this point, yeah, I think he earned it.
Yeah, I think Michael Red definitely earned it with carrying us to like 2 wins against the Nets, 2 wins against the Pistons in 2 separate years.
What he did was, I thought was pretty underrated, and I liked it. And I
He,
think, I think for how he stayed loyal with us, I think that's the least we could do. Is retire his jersey.
yeah, I think so too. I think he definitely earned it, and I think I wish I would have been able to watch him play when I was younger.
He's
But
a great scorer.
yeah, I think now that will be it. But yeah, if you guys enjoy, like for more, subscribe for more, turn on those post notifications so you don't miss a video, and comment down below if you think Michael Red deserves to have his jersey retired by the Milwaukee Bucks. Um, so yeah, I think the next video we're gonna be doing, maybe will be coming out in a couple or like maybe this weekend, depending on what happens. So we'll see you guys then, and peace.
Yep, peace.